it's safe to say we're in some sparkling form, probably the surprise package of the Premier League season so far. But today we face Liverpool and Manchester United, and that could all come crashing down. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel. You'll get future notifications of series we're doing, such as Rovers Return, which you will find on the channel, as well as Tactics Review, and all the playlists from the previous clubs, and including this club. Also drop a like, also comment if you think we've done something good, bad, indifferent. I'm not perfect, far from it. But without further ado, let us get underway. Cue intro. Hello and welcome to Club 3 episode 13 of Non-League to Glory. I'm Adam, and as you can see, today's episode is a home game against Liverpool and an away game against Manchester United. So let's have a look what's happened since I last saw you. We'd finished up with the game between Tottenham, where we drew 2-2, and Everton, where we won 4-0. Since then, we're in some amazing form in the Premier League. We won 3-1 against Barnsley, thanks to 2 from Goebbels and 1 from Luckman. We then beat Crystal Palace 2-1, thanks to 2 from Goebbels. We then beat Brighton 2-0, thanks to a goal from Gomez in the first minute and then Goebbels in the 35th. We then drew respectively 0-0 with Manchester City. Beat Burnley 1-0 thanks to Lewis Cook. 2 draws then followed, 1-1 against Bournemouth thanks to Calderon, and 2-2 against West Ham thanks to Gomez and Cook. We then returned to winning ways with a 2-0 victory and a first goal for Dylan, so good they named him twice, and Harvey Elliott. And that brings us to today's game against Liverpool. If we have a look at the Premier League let's go to the big table. 5th in the Premier League, 17 games played, we're on 34 points already, 6 more for that first target of 40 points. We've played 17, won 10, drew 4, lost 3, we've hit 31 goals and conceded 15. We're 10 points off the top place, we are 8 points off those Champions League places, and we are 2 points clear of Tottenham in 6th. And then Burnley, 3 points clear of them, they have played a game more. We do have the game in hand, firstly against Liverpool, and there's other teams with games in hand. If we have a look, Goebbels is again the top scorer in the division. 11 goals for him, 2 more than Lautaro Martinez and Callum Wilson. We don't have anybody in the other areas. Let's have a click on average ratings. Our nearest one is Goebbels on 11th with 7.44. Man of the matches are being shared around. Gomez has got 3, Goebbels have got 3, they are in 10th. There isn't much more behind that. Assists, we have Martin Calderon on 5, we have Harvey Elliott on 7. Clean sheets, Penna is moving up there, 6 now, but nowhere near Oblak, who's on 10. But no transfers to tell you about, obviously, because that is coming up. Probably going to start after the Manchester United game, looking at what we can improve. I think the weakness is on the left, but we'll talk about that in a second. Finances, still in debt. 10.7 million in debt. I expect that to vanish, although projections still say we're going to lose 5.43 million, or be in debt by 5.43 million. We have £585,000 in the kitty. That's not going to get us very far. And since I've renewed some contracts, we are on 1.24 wage budget, but we are spending 1.209. We have, you'd already knew about Pozzo. We have also, who is the other guys we've done? Is he injured? Goebbels was already done. Calderon was already done. Bastoni. So Bastoni was the latest one to sign the contract. He is now on £78,000 a week. But he had a minimum release clause. We feared somebody would come in for him, and we'd have to accept it. He is playing really well when he has been fit. We do have some injury concerns. We do have Bastonio's just recovering from an injury. Luckman is out injured. Goebbels is out injured. Elliott can't play against his parent club. Illich is coming back from injury. As such, for the last probably 3 games, we've gone with either Dylan or Shunzuki Sasaki. Dylan only just scored his first goal recently. We don't really have much in depth on the left, so Servi is going to have to come in today. But before I talk about that, let's get into it, because this is the team that's going to face Liverpool. We have Penner in goal, Pozzo on the right, Nicolau, and Scarby comes in. Now, Scarby is in the team because Bastoni is returning, and Kumagawa wants to play where Nicolau plays rather than the ball player. I was hoping Bastoni would be back. I really don't want to bring him back and then we're without him for another 2-3 weeks because we've got some tough games coming. We've got Pellegrini on the left, Calderon, Cook and Gomez continue in the centre. Chong takes over from Elliott with Servi on the left and Dylan up top. That's the team. Let's get into the game. I do want to see whether we can pick up from where we last left off after a victory. That's what we're going to try and do today as we play Liverpool at home. We have done well without winning against some of the bigger sides, but Liverpool's team is absolutely amazing. It's Pozzo now and Cook as we try to break. Calderon, who gets it over the top to Dylan, who turns and goes past his defender. He gets the shot away, but it's wide. It would have been a nice goal, but that was wide. Keeper in no doubt, and it remains 0-0. Liverpool top of the table on 44 points. And it's free kick now, it's Calderon. Calderon gets it in. We've scored. It's Scarby, the man who I wanted out, and Bastoni in has scored. And it's Chong with the assist as well. We're going to see this again. Calderon's free kick. And we are 1-0 up against Liverpool. It's Calderon. Chong, header. Scarby gets there. And it is 1-0 to Fulham. There is some interest around Scarby. He hasn't really had the game time. And Scarby now gets it, Servi, Gomez, and it's now Pellegrini. Pellegrini runs down the left. It's Pellegrini now who gets tackled, but he still gets the ball back. Servi gets it in, and Chong almost makes it 2-0. Fulham still leading 1-0. We are doing well. We have fared well against some of the top clubs. Tottenham, Manchester City. It's Salah now with the corner. And we managed to get it away just. That looked like it was destined for goal. It's Lopez and he knocks it out and that'll be a throw-in to Fulham. We still remain 1-0 up. And this would probably be a great result. But I don't want to count my chickens. We've had this before. Normally when I speak, they score and they've got a highlight now. And it's Kane and Gomez. And Gomez, Kane, Salah shoots. A great save by Penner and we get that away again. We do escape, but shots-wise, it's fairly balanced. Highlights-wise, fairly balanced. We are faring well again. Whatever the result, it is pleasing to see. Save there from Becker. Did that at the crossbar and bounce down? It's half-time now. And I am happy with the performance. How can you not be 1-0 up against Liverpool? Servi's not having a great game. The problem is I don't have much depth. We probably could chuck Chong over to that side, but it's Calderon now with the corner. And it's Chong who gets that. It's a header. It's not clean enough, and Becker easily saves that. And it's a big boot upfield by Becker to Salah. Salah to Ronaldo, Kamara, Fabinho, Mane. You will have thought at half-time they will have had angry manager telling them that they need to be doing better, and this might be the result of it. Gomez now. Gomez gets it in. It's Scarby who gets it away. Calderon, but not clean enough. Kamara, Mane. It looks like the pressure's building now as Robertson, and it's a penalty. It's gone to VAR, and it's a penalty. And Liverpool have been let off the hook here, and Chong, silly tackle. Kane scores. It is 1-1. I can't be too despondent, but I am conscious about Servi having a poor game, and obviously Chong giving away that penalty there. It is 1-1. We don't need to see the penalty again, but we do need to have a look at changes. Servi is having a shocker, and he has whenever I've brought him in. So we're going to shove Chong over onto the left, and we're going to take Servi off for Carvalho. Carvalho has done okay. Captain's not having a great game. Let's bring Debo on. That's as far as we're going to make changes now. That means Calderon, I think, will take over as captain. The other one I want to get on, actually, and we are going to make it now, is Bastoni. So although Scarby is having a good game, Bastoni's superior, and we're playing Liverpool, and that might help us try to see this result out. 1-1 against Liverpool is good. We'll still remain far behind those top four and Liverpool, but this would be a great result. And it's Dylan, very quiet. You don't see him as much as Goebbels. Gets it back to Calderon, and Pellegrini now. Pellegrini to Calderon, and Calderon turns, tries to get that out, but it's gone haywire, and it's João Felix, and João Felix runs and keeps running, and it's a weak shot, thankfully, and Penna picks that up. Calderon there. I mean, he's done a couple of those today, uncharacteristically. Let's tell them to show some passion for the last couple of minutes. That helps us see us over the line, and it will finish 1-1. That is a pleasing result. So it's on to the Manchester United game, and the team we are going to put out to do this, bearing in mind we've had to make some changes again. We still have Nicolaou's now suspended, Illich is still returning, Lookman's still returning, Goebbels is still returning, but Bastoni is back in, and Kumagawa is going to play in that position as well alongside him. So the team put out is Penna in goal, Pozzo, Kumagawa, Bastoni and Pellegrini at the back. Calderon, Cook and Gomez continue in the centre. Chong is shifted over to the left. Elliott returns today, and Dylan keeps his place up front, although he has been quiet. And Sasaki, is Sasaki still rated? No, Sasaki's rated low, so we're going to keep with Dylan. That's the team we put out today. We are away from home, and we have an understrength team. This is going to be a tough game, not like being at home to Liverpool. Yeah, nothing to lose here. Let's show how good we are. And we are underway against Manchester United at Old Trafford. I think the last time we were here was in the FA Cup with Alfreton, where we were beaten 4-1, and we were just so happy to score a goal. Chong now plays it inside to Cook. Cook gets it to Elliott, and Elliott runs on and shoots, but De Gea saves, and it remains 0-0. We're only a few minutes in, and it's Bastoni now to Calderon. Calderon to Pellegrini. Pellegrini into the centre to Cook. Cook gets it to Elliott, and Elliott runs on, beats one man, runs on again, takes another shot, but De Gea saves that. Looks like it's gone out. Has it gone for the corner? It has, and it's Elliott who's going to take this. Little bit of early pressure here, and Elliott gets it in. Nothing comes of it. Chong and Kumagawa playing it to each other, and the highlight ends, and it's now over to Manchester United. It's Bruno Fernandes and Moura. Moura plays it, sprays it to Sengiz under Arthur. Plays it in, Vinicius Jr. and a save from Penna. He kept us in the game against Liverpool and does the same again today away from home. He is a great keeper. Bastoni now. Gomez finds Elliott in acres of space. He takes on his man again and beats him again, and he's running, and he deserved a goal for that. He's been excellent for the first 6 minutes. It feels like 20 we've seen him that much. And it's now Sengiz under. Moura is unmarked, but Penna saves that. It was a weak shot, and we remain 0-0. I think we're on a 13-game unbeaten run in the Premier League. That's fantastic. Be great if it doesn't end today, but we've had 2 tough games, and we've been excellent for so long. And it's Odriozola under, in, Bastoni gets it away, Mendy now. Mendy gets it in, and we get it away, and it's pinball again. Gomez gets it away, but we're panicking a little bit, and Manchester United may be starting to exert. Cook is struggling. He wants to come off. He's the captain, and it's Debo that comes on, although I prefer Cook. Debo is okay, but looks like Dylan, he's young and he's quiet, and he doesn't have as much confidence as our captain. Mendy now running down the left. It's Mendy who continues and gets it back, and it's Arthur who gets it in, and it's Odriozola And Odriozola continues to run and hits the the post. Arthur now to Fernandez. Fernandez plays it out. Odriozola gets it back, and it's under Arthur. They're passing it around for fun now. Vlasic, who now finds Odriozola again, and Odriozola gets it in, and this time it's Fabio Silva who just puts it over, and we remain 0-0. Although I'm pretty convinced Manchester United are starting to exert their authority on this game, and without Cook, we seem to have lost it a little bit, and it's Odriozola. Vlasic now. Vlasic plays it in and he's fine, and it's gone to Mendy, and there's the goal. It's Vinicius Jr. who found him, and we are 1-0 down, and it has been coming. Let's have a look at this again. I think Penna could have done a lot better. Although I've been singing his praise, it's Vlasic who gets it in. Vinicius Jr. lays it off. Mendy goes through. I think Penna's already beat because I think he thinks Vinicius Jr. is going to have the shot on the turn, but he doesn't. And it's 1-0 Manchester United. And we are now due this highlight. Debo now. Pozzo to Calderon. Calderon to Debo. Debo, Elliott. Debo, Elliott. Elliott plays it in. Pellegrini has to fight to win it back, and now he's lost it. And Manchester United break, and it's Vlasic now. And it's 2 versus 1, and we're trying to get back, and Penna saves. And Manchester United are breaking like old Manchester United. I think we played the better first 6 minutes. The worst, the second best in the remaining 39. They have been quite good. We haven't been the better team. Go out there without pressure and play. There's no point exerting more pressure, although Chong and Dylan are probably going to come off very shortly. Dylan, quiet again. In fact, Dylan's going to come off now, and then we'll think about what else we're going to do. Sasaki's going to come on, and we are going to give a little shout to Sasaki to encourage him. Now he's on. So Sasaki is on, and we need a goal. And this is where we could do with Goebbels. We don't have much in reserve, and this is where the big teams excel. We're on 72 minutes, and we aren't doing anything at all. I can't really be too harsh. Chong's going to come off on that left. Servy's going to come on, and that's the final change we're going to make. And that weakens us. Calderon in. Mendy gets it away. Elliott chases, but it's Vlasic now. And Vlasic, but Elliott's picked up the loose ball. He snapped at that, and it's gone past the post. And that's the 4th time he's done that. And we are Bruno Fernandes. We are going to have to switch to attacking because we need a goal. Demand a little bit more for the final few minutes. I can't be too disappointed. A draw and a defeat, and a slim defeat at that. We have done quite well. Good effort. Yeah, you're underdogs against a pretty good Manchester United team, heavily spent on. Now, this was previously Nicolau. They were showing interest. He's not going. He's one of our best defenders. Sasaki, yeah, he is finding it tough. Let's get to the table and look what that does. We remain in 5th place on 35 points, although Tottenham have closed that gap, which means we are joint. We're only there on goal difference. We are 11 points behind Liverpool. Played the same number of games, but we're about, I would say, who have Chelsea got next? Chelsea's going to keep that game in hand, so we potentially could be 10 points behind that Champions League place, which ain't going to happen. Things have slowed down a little bit in the last few games as we're marching towards 40 points. Cannot complain with Fulham in the Premier League with a side that has only just had a lot of money spent on it-ish. I know we spent a lot of money last year, but we had to sell to buy all those players that we did. We have built, and so on 35 points with a goal difference of 15, 10 wins, 5 draws and 4 defeats with a 15 plus goal difference, having just played Manchester United and Liverpool and already playing Manchester City, Tottenham, and I want to say we've played Arsenal as well. It is really good. I want those 40 points. At those 40 points, we can be confident we're in the Premier League next season. The one thing I do want to do is, so Goebbels remains top scorer, Depay is joint with him, Callum Wilson just behind. Player of the match, Ruben Neves, joint on there on 5. I don't think anybody wants to take hold of that. Average ratings, Ruben Neves 7.77, followed by Havertz and Depay. Clean sheets are Alisson on 10, Oblak on 10, and then Nick Pope behind on 9. An assist Depay on 12, Salah on 8, and Under on 7. Let's have a look. So, if everybody was fit, let's just change this round a minute. Lookman will be in, Goebbels would be in, Dylan would be onto that bench, Nicolau would be in, so let's put Nicolau in for Kumagawa, Calderon. That is Beji, Dylan, Debo, Peters, Carvalho, Chong. That is what our first team would look like. And for me, when you look at, Elliott has got 5 goals and 7 assists. At this level, that's quite good. But Lookman's not far behind. But over the season, he's the only one in the first team that's not averaging higher than 7. He's got 3 goals and 2 assists. But when he hasn't done anything, he looks fairly weak. And so that is our position that we need to sort out. That is where I'm going for. And I'm looking at Brian Gill. So if I get some more money, or we sell a couple of players to get that money, that's what I'm doing. Let's have a look at who we're going to be playing. So I'm going to get all of January out of the way. That way I can come back for this Manchester United at home and Aston Villa away. And if there's any new signings, we could introduce them to you. I am going to play that FA Cup game offline, which basically means hopefully we get through against Charlton. And we may, around here, have a game in the FA Cup instead of one of these, because I do want to feature the FA Cup. I'm hoping for a run in it, really. And we are giving them a fairly high bonus in it, so that's expected. But that's our first defeat in 13 and our first since Chelsea. We have played Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester City, Manchester United and Liverpool. And our home games now, Man United, Arsenal and Tottenham are all at home. Liverpool is away and Manchester City is away, but we've got a decent running now where we can really take hold and see if we can get those 40 points. I'd expect us to be on 40 points for January. I'm not worried at this point. Cue it all falling to bits. But what I'm going to do, get these games out of the way, make our signings and come back for the Manchester United at home and Villa away. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next episode.
We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.